Hi, everybody, and welcome to another Saints podcast this afternoon. I'm looking a little weird here, sitting at the table. Feels a little weird. um, of course, with the Saints podcast, we are trying to bring you more information about programs and activities on campus because this year's been just so crazy and we haven't been able to kind of go out, right? So we have in the studio this afternoon, in Studio 154, Mr. Ed Hall, and Mr. Ed is the one of our computer information systems instructors. Correct. And Ed, I mean, you're like the tech guy, man. So why don't you tell us a little bit about like what you do, how long you've been here at the school?
All right. Well, I've been here now for 20 years, going on 21 years this summer. Started out here working in IT and gradually moved into a teaching position. And I've been teaching now full-time. This is my 6th year teaching. And I've just had a lot of fun because I get to teach a lot of the cool computer classes that we have here on campus.
Yeah, and just always some cool stuff coming out of the computer science department here at Seward. Yes. So yeah, so Ed, why don't you tell me a little bit about like the programs, like the majors that you're involved with?
Okay, we have 2 majors. The primary major is an Associates of Science degree in Computer Information Systems. This prepares the student to go off to a 4-year university if they wish to go from us to another college someplace. It prepares them by taking a lot of their basics and computer classes, and so they get a good sample of programming. They get good samples for video editing, photo editing, all just a good variety of computer classes that we have available, and then those transfer off to universities here in the state of Kansas and Oklahoma as well, relatively easily. And so our students could get their 4-year degree. The other type of degree they can get is called a certificate. Now, a certificate is a 1-year, 10 classes. We prepare you for certifications, which are industry valid certifications to be computer technicians, network technicians, security technicians, software technicians. And so we've got those 2 routes right now where students can come and take classes and then transfer on, or they can also just take a certificate program and go out into the workforce,
which is really cool. And this is the computer. What was it? The computer support specialist, right?
Computer support specialist. Yes.
So, and this is a brand new program that we are just going to be offering coming up here in the fall. Something that's that we've been kind of working on for about a year now.
Well,
or so.
It actually started this last fall.
Okay.
And we will be graduating. I think right now we've got on schedule about 3 students who will be graduating in May. With this certificate, and so we are definitely looking for a new cohort of students that are excited about working on computers, fixing them, trying to figure out the ins and outs, and get those good paying jobs.
Yeah. Yeah, because anywhere you go in the U.S., you're going to need, you're going to have an IT department, right?
Right.
Yeah. So with this computer support specialist certification, they can 10 classes, right? That's what you said. 10
Correct.
classes.
10 classes total.
So we're looking at about 29, 30 credit hours, somewhere around there.
It's 29 credit hours. Yes.
So
yes, exactly.
2 semesters, and then they're out to work.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes, and we are now currently working with several of our different advisory boards and trying to find internships locally in our area. So hopefully the summer after they graduate, we will have some type of an internship program for them to actually go out and get paid, hopefully, and practice what they've learned in the classroom. But yes, it is a 1-year program, and you are getting prepared to go out and do a fantastic job someplace, like at a Staples, Best Buy, your own computer shop. If you want to open up your own computer shop, there's a lot of mom and pop shops that are always looking for computer techs, different school districts, different colleges, all around our region. Our industry keeps on growing.
Yeah, for sure. And computer support specialist not going away anytime soon. No. So, what are some of the classes that they'll be like specifically? Is it more like sitting in the classroom, or do you have like lots of hands-on stuff too?
Well, some of our classes are very theory based, but most of our classes are hands-on. I've got an example right here. I've got a couple of examples, and then I've got an example of what we are trying to do for those students who are into robotics. Mm-hmm. We'll talk about that here in just a minute. But we actually teach programming using Legos. And so I brought a sample little Lego robot that we use to teach students how to program. And this teaches students how to use different types of sensors, just like the sensors that Cadillac and Lexus and Toyota uses to stop their cars, just much cheaper, not so damaging. But we actually learn a little bit about engineering, because they have to actually build their robots to solve problems. So if you like to solve problems, programming fundamentals is a course that is available. Now, it's not part of the actual certificate program. The class that is part of the certificate program, you will get to play with what's called an Arduino. So I brought what's called the most expensive nightlight, the world's most expensive nightlight. It's a one computer with some sensors, and we teach students how to use the sensors and turn on a nightlight, and then as soon as there's enough light in the room, then the lights go off. So if this gets back up to 1 milliamp, which it's having some difficulty with low light. There we go. So as you can see, the night lights go out. We also have a temperature and humidity sensor. And then as soon as it drops under 1 milliamp, the LEDs go on. So this is another class that students learn how to work with what are called programmable logic circuits. I have to say it really slow because I always get it wrong. So that's why we just use PLCs.
Yeah.
And so we are setting up students, if you want to work in the ethanol plant, any of the milking plants, any of the feed yards where they have different sensors around the area, they will learn how those sensors come about and how do you program the sensors, how do you get the readings off of those sensors, and even possibly how to repair them. If they are off a little bit, they're going to learn some key programming on how to do that. Now, this class is a fun class because you get to work with a lot of different sensors, and it's all hands-on. And you learn what's called critical thinking skills, logical thinking skills. And that's one of the biggest things that employers are looking for. They're looking for people who are told, here's your job, do it the best that you can, and that's all the instructions that they give you.
Yeah.
So you have to figure out, okay, how do I get this done? This class right here gets you prepared for that. And so you can then take this and you can learn on how to work on computers, how to fix computers, how to solve virus issues and those type of things when it comes to electronics. So I'm really excited because I get to play with a lot of toys.
Yeah, I was excited when you brought the toys, and I was like, "Ooh, toys! All right, we'll check it out." Yeah, and that's really Ed, what you said just a few minutes ago about it seems like when you're first starting out, you're under a lot of instruction, that kind of thing. But as you as you kind of get advanced in your career, or you advance in a field or department, you get more leeway. And with that leeway, it can be kind of scary. I'm coming up with, okay, this is the problem, but it's completely up to you of deriving the solution and how to implement the solution and that kind of thing. So, I mean, as far as the critical thinking piece of it, that's awesome.
Right.
So my next question is, okay, I'm looking at all this stuff. We got the robotics, we got the sensors, we got the light sensors. Okay, so if I'm going to build my own Iron Man suit, which class of yours do I need to take? So.
Iron Man suit, you want to take the programming, logic, and design. We can show you how to make your own Iron Man suit. And here at the college, we do have a couple of technical courses that you can actually 3D print your own material. And I've dabbled in some 3D printing. I am not good at it, but but we can definitely show you how to hook up all the electronics and create your own little circular Iron Man heartbeat and the little Iron Man hand lights, and we can hook you up with all kinds of lights.
And I've seen some of the, I don't know if you've seen any of those, like you see those cosplay videos or something like that. Well, I mean, it's not like a working Iron Man suit, right? But the guy's got it where instead of like the helmet will actually open up on him, you can see his face, and the helmet will close back with like the actuators and everything.
Right.
So I mean, it's super, super cool. So what's the big deal? What's the big one?
All right. Well, the big one, one of the things that we've been trying here for the last couple of years, that now with COVID, we just got hit hard this year. One of the things that we want to do within the CIS program is to have a Skills USA robotics team. Mm-hmm. This team or teams can compete not only against other community colleges, but we could actually compete against universities. 4-year universities, and they have a competition every year called Urban Search and Rescue. And so that's what this big robot here is all about. I'll bring this one over.
So by like urban search and rescue, it's like, there's like an earthquake or something like that, and they have to send in like the drones or the robots to find people, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, so this would be the robot that would be, let's say, with the military or maybe a police department, fire department. There's a camera in the front that relays video back to the controller, and there's a gripper in the front. Obviously, arm moves up and down, so the hand opens and closes. And it's all done remote control. This one actually has absolutely no programming. But I'm looking for some gamers.
Oh, really?
People who have good hands-eye coordination, people who have some good building skills. There are no instructions on how to build this robot. You're just told it has to be 18 inches by 18 inches by 18 inches. You can design it however you want. And I currently have, about $15,000 worth of pieces.
Wow.
That students can play with gears and motors and servos and you name it. All I'm looking for is some kids that want to start building this late fall and then start competing early February. Obviously, we didn't have any kids this year. Mm-hmm. And we actually would compete against other 2-year colleges, 4-year colleges, and we can win. Here's the important part. We can win scholarship opportunities.
Ooh, money. You had me at cash money.
There is cash money. There is employment opportunities. I've heard of some other departments, their kids have gone to competitions and they've walked away with a job as soon as they graduated.
Wow. And
so that is what I would like to do with this, is I would like to spark that interest of students who, they don't have to be in CIS, they don't have to take any of my classes. This is completely separate outside of, the regular course day. We would meet and we would build these things, and we'll control them and get them to compete for free money.
Man, that is cool. That's super cool.
Yeah. So, we're playing with small robots in the classroom, and then outside of the classroom, we're playing with the big boys. And like I said, I've got lots of pieces, lots of ideas. I just need at least 2 students.
Yeah.
That would be willing to participate with us, and they can go to competition.
Nice. I'll bet we can find a couple of students.
I hope so. I hope so.
I bet we can. So a little earlier we kind of talked about with a computer support specialist. We
Yes.
talk about some of the employment opportunities
Yes.
with that. So what are the employment opportunities with something like the heavy robotics like this?
All right, heavy robotics. Nobody's ever heard of Amazon.
No, never once. Not once. Yeah.
Amazon employs lots of technicians because they're putting a lot of robots in their distribution centers, which is really cool. Been watching a lot of videos. Manufacturing plants, Wichita, they're using painting robots. They're using welding robots. And so by using things like this, it gives you that feeling of confidence. I'm not going to break something. And if I break something, I can most likely fix it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And so students will walk away with a sense of achievement. And so you're looking again at automotive industry, manufacturing, with the hand-eye coordination and using drones. You're also looking at a lot of governmental jobs that are now using drones to check for corrosion. So I've got some students who are corrosion students in some of my classes because they want to learn this technology. So when they get in the field, they feel comfortable.
Yeah.
They know, okay, we didn't break this. We're not going to break that drone.
Yeah.
And if we break the drone, we can figure out how to fix it.
Right.
So it's that sense of familiarity. Just about any industry is going robotics these days. I was at a supermarket in town, and here comes this big old robot sweeping up the floor. And I'm sitting here, no driver. And I looked at the thing and I'm like, hey, I know that technology.
Yeah.
Because as it came up to me, it stopped and waited until I moved out of the way, and then it proceeded. So it has some sensors built into this robot. Again, hey, if you can play with sensors here on Legos, if you can play with sensors here on this large robot, you can go to that particular retailer and say, hey, I've got these skills. If that robot breaks down, I can fix it.
Yeah.
And so that gives students even no CIS experience, gives them a different avenue of getting into really good paying jobs. And so that's what I'm hoping for, is that we get that push of students that are looking for some good paying jobs that are not that difficult, but they do require some thinking, some critical thinking skills of, I don't know exactly how this goes together, but let me figure it out. And we give them the opportunity to play with it, to experience, to try it. And we're not going to slap their hands and say, no, you can't do it that way, because they may come out with the next best solution.
Innovation, man.
Yes.
That's what it's about.
Yes. And so that's what we encourage our students to do. And I'm hoping we'll find some students for this extracurricular activity.
Yeah. Yeah, that's super cool. It really is. And I was going to ask you, I'm kind of glad that you mentioned, like the 3D printing with drafting and design, and then, the corrosion tech. And Butch over at machining, he's got a whole big setup that they're going almost full automation robotics over there with some of his classes too. So lots of job opportunities out there.
Right.
Lots of just about anywhere in the U.S. I mean, you can go, and almost all over the world, where any place that they're doing automation, robotics, man, you got a good shot. That's really cool.
Exactly. And that's the deal is, we're not just wanting to teach you just for the sake of teaching you a new technology. We want to teach you something that you can use that's going to improve your life anywhere you want to go.
Yep.
Anywhere you want to go. And there's always these type of jobs, these automation type of jobs. And again, if you are in some of Butch's classes, like you said, he's bringing in a robotic arm that you can attach a welder, that you can attach a spray painter, you can attach suction cups. So if you are in material movement, you can use suction cups on that thing. It also has grabbers. Hey, that's a really, really expensive arm.
Mm-hmm.
You're afraid to touch that, to even look at it because it might break? Come and take Programming Fundamentals. We work with something similar, much smaller, much less expensive. If it breaks, it's not like the end of the world. And then you can move right into that larger robotic arm with a whole different sense of confidence.
Right. So. Yeah. Very, very cool. Well, Ed, I think, I mean, that's about it. I think we're kind of getting ready to wrap stuff up. Is there anything else that we need to touch on that we haven't yet?
Well, one last thing is, not only do we do this, all right, robotics and these type of programs, but if you're a web page designer,
mm-hmm.
if you are thinking about programming, we have an awesome Python program that we just started this last year. I don't teach it. It's actually above my head, believe it or not. It is so cool, some of the things that you can do in Python. But if you're a web page creator, content creator, if you are a video editor, if you're a photo editor, if you're thinking about, what can I do in those type of industries, we have those programs as well here on campus. Mm-hmm. And some of those programs you can actually do from home. Once you graduate, you can open up your own video editing at home and never have to leave your parents' basement.
Yep.
All right. Rent free.
Audio recording studios.
Yes.
So so students that I mean, if they're looking for the front end, and by front end we mean the graphic design, the web page design, the stuff that the user interacts with,
correct,
or the back end, which is like the programming, the robotics, stuff like that.
We've got it.
We got you covered.
We got you covered.
Very, very cool.
We got you covered one way or another. Whatever you like to do, we will have a class for it.
Nice.
Just about.
So there you go. If you're looking for any of these programs, computer information systems, computer support specialist, give us a holler. I'll put up the admissions contact info here in just a moment. So be sure to give us a call, 620-417-1100, or email admissions@sccc.edu. I'll put that title card up here in just a minute, but Mr. Hall, thank you for coming in, man.
Well, thank you for having me.
I love checking out this stuff. It's awesome.
It's awesome to talk about it. I get so excited.
Yeah. All right. We'll catch you next time. Thanks for tuning in.
All right, thank you.